Chapter 94. Razor's motivational speech instantly aroused the dissatisfaction of Hua Xia's players. This guy was insulting Hua Xia's players just like how he destroyed Tang Dynasty. Nameless bro didn't say a word. Look at these guys, calling him a dirty dog. They even said we would be arrogant. Who was the one who insulted me? Gong Tian first. The 4 major guilds teaming up. How shameless. At this moment, a video from a certain livestream suddenly exploded among Hua Xia's players like a bomb. In the video, a handsome man in a tight suit walked out of the Tiger King's cave. However, looking at his appearance, he seemed unusually depressed. Damn, this is such a failure. A mistake, a mistake. Nameless bro shook his head and blamed himself. I'm going to die for my own stupidity. I checked my equipment and said, quit, and now I'm out of the dungeon. The most valuable items are at the back. Oh my, internal injuries, internal injuries. This means this trip was for nothing. Damn. Ah. I'm so depressed. As soon as he came out, Nameless bro sat alone on a tree stump and kept blaming himself. That kind of regret of not being able to complete the mission was heart-wrenching. Because the video was taken from the live stream, the players' comments were also displayed. Nameless bro, don't blame yourself. You've done your best. Yeah, Nameless bro, we all know that you've really worked hard. No matter the result, you've already won my respect. Nameless bro, I've never admired anyone in the game, but you're definitely one. If you're blaming yourself, we don't know what to do. Cheer up. In the video, the streamer walked to the dungeon entrance and placed one hand on the dungeon entrance. Then, a picture appeared. Hua Xia's server clearance leaderboard. First place, anonymous player, captain, result, 009, 32, reward, daily reward, tiger hemostasis, *1, the live stream suddenly fell silent. Finally, someone couldn't stand the silence and asked a question. This result, is it the clearance result? This question stayed on the screen for a long time, and no one could answer. Since it was recorded by the system on the leaderboard, it was obvious that this result was the result of clearing the dungeon. It was common knowledge that the system would not display the result of a failed mission. But this result was simply impossible. This was common sense. At this moment, 2 pieces of common sense clashed. When the video was uploaded to the official website of 3 sages, the impassioned Razor, the confident Golden Cauldron Miatang, and the other members of Team 1 saw it, they felt as if they had been electrocuted. For a long time, no one said a word. No. Impossible. This result is impossible. With my 20 years of gaming experience, I can conclude that this result is impossible. However, this was not a screenshot. Screenshots could be photoshopped. This was a video. Of course, the video could also be photoshopped. However, one after another, large pictures and short videos were fiercely posted by Hua Xia's players in the comments section. The detailed filming process from various angles was telling them time and time again that this was the fastest time to clear the Tiger King's cave in Hua Xia. With a thud, 3rd Saint Razor fell to his knees. This result had already exceeded the scope of his ability. No, to be precise, it had exceeded the scope of his understanding. No matter what, it's impossible. Impossible, impossible. Golden Cauldron Miatang took a few steps back and leaned against a tree. 9 minutes, 9 minutes. This is simply not something a human can do. How did he do it? His previous results. Could it be? 3 sages and Golden Cauldron had entered the dungeon for 45 minutes several times. They actually knew that there was a hidden boss in the dungeon. However, the competition now was a battle of honor and dignity. Naturally, they had neglected the hidden boss. They had always thought that Brother Nameless would definitely not care about the hidden boss at this time. However, from Brother Nameless results this time, and then thinking about the terrifying set of equipment that Brother Nameless had. Now, It seemed that Nameless' previous results were very likely the results after killing the hidden boss. It was fine when they did not know, but now that they knew, Golden Cauldron Miatang suddenly felt that the world was spinning. He had killed the hidden boss and cleared the dungeon faster than them. What did this mean? Nameless' last result was enough to explain everything. The ones who were hurt the most were actually the players from Huaxia. Previously, when they saw how Nameless blamed himself, they blamed himself even more than Nameless. Nameless fought so hard for the honor of the players from Huaxia, but he blamed himself because of a misperformance. This made the other players feel bad. However, this guy said, "It was a mistake, it was a mistake." In the end, he indiscriminately slapped everyone in the face. "Wait, just now," Brother Nameless said. "He made a mistake, fuck, I really kneel to Nameless. This is called a mistake. Please make a mistake. Big brother, I felt sorry for you for a long time just now. Now I realize that I'm an idiot. How the hell did you make a mistake in clearing the dungeon in 10 minutes? How did Brother Nameless do it in 10 minutes? Can anyone give an answer?" Lu Chen was speechless at his own brainless actions. When he looked up, he realized that a group of people in front of him was staring at him. What were these people doing instead of leveling up? "Why aren't you leaving? I've already cleared the dungeon 4 times, and you've only seen it 3 times. Are you out of your mind? I'll do it after a break and sell my equipment." Lu Chen stood up and prepared to leave this troublesome place. The dungeon leveled up too quickly, and he enjoyed the experience alone. One trip was worth 200,000 experience. After clearing the dungeon 4 times, he was now level 17. Once Lu Chen reached level 18, the experience and drop rate of the monsters in the dungeon would decrease. At that time, he would only be able to farm the boss, so he was not in a hurry to clear the dungeon. Moreover, Lu Chen was tired. Money was money, but his life was obviously more important. Lu Chen had just stood up when the players opposite him suddenly cheered loudly. "Nameless bro is mighty. Nameless bro is domineering. Nameless bro is invincible. Nameless bro, does your guild still need more people? I want to follow you. Nameless bro, you're so handsome, I love you." A few girls screamed at a decibel that was almost beyond the human ear. "I'm just clearing a dungeon myself, why are they so excited? Damn, these people are crazy." Lu Chen felt a chill in his heart and quickly ran away. Fortunately, Lu Chen's movement speed was fast, so he escaped the encirclement of the players. After finally finding a place without people, Lu Chen hurriedly returned to his territory. This trip is quite fruitful. Lu Chen looked at the various equipment and materials in his backpack with satisfaction. 1 tiger weep, 15 blue equipment, more than 50 green equipment, and so many white equipment that Lu Chen could only put them in 7 heads and 3 idiots' backpack. I wonder how much money I can earn. Speaking of which, I haven't earned much for a few days. I should quickly earn the money for the house. 3 sages, Golden Cauldron's official website had been attacked by Huaxia players. The comments section was filled with screenshots. 9 minutes and 32 seconds, like a red flag, stood tall together with the words, "Anonymous player. I heard that you want to teach Huaxia players how to clear the Tiger King's cave. We humbly ask for guidance, how do we fight? Hey, why did you stop the broadcast? Where are Korea's strongest players? They are not even challenging anymore. Please give them some pressure. I must say that Korea's games are indeed the #1 in the world. Speaking of which, when will you guys be able to break Nameless Bro's performance? I'm looking forward to it. Where are Korea's players? Didn't you call them trash and teach them how to be a person? Come, please teach us how to be a person." Korea's players all secretly logged out of the website. Half an hour later, 3 sages and Golden Cauldron's official website showed that website is under maintenance. If they thought that they were dropped from the normal instance dungeon of the Tiger King's cave, then they would definitely think that the price would not be too high. After thinking about it, Lu Chen felt a little uncertain about the price, so he simply put away the blue and purple equipment. The price will be doubled tomorrow. When the players level up, we'll let them experience the Tiger King's cave first. Who knows, we might be able to sell it at a higher price. Making money had always been Lu Chen's primary goal. When it came to things like pricing, he put more thought into it than playing games. Lu Chen was already very tired today. Coupled with the fact that there were still a bunch of players at the entrance of the cave, he decided to rest for a while. After logging into the forum, Lu Chen checked a few of the top posts and finally figured out the ins and outs of the matter. No wonder so many people were watching me clear the instance dungeon. Lu Chen shook his head. His new identity seemed to have been pushed to the forefront of the storm again. However, the matter had already passed, so Lu Chen did not pay attention to it anymore. He still had one more thing on his mind. In the Tiger King's cave, what he obtained the most was not equipment, but a large pile of materials. Every monster dropped a few materials, and even the instance dungeon reward was the blue material, blood of the tiger. This meant that this item should be of some use. After entering tiger skin in the search box, Lu Chen realized that there were already many posts discussing it. Begging to know where to get tiger skin. I asked my friends to help me kill a few striped tiger demons, but none of them dropped. OP, the striped tiger demons not only drop tiger skin, but also tiger teeth, tiger bones, tiger gallbladder, and tiger claws. However, the drop rate is very low. I just want to know where the blood of the tiger and the head of the tiger drop. It should be from the boss, but I don't know where to get it. Tiger demons drop materials? Damn, I fought a few of them. They were level 18, and my party was almost wiped out. I wasted a lot of potions, but none of them dropped. It's normal. Tiger demons have combo attacks, high levels, and are especially hard to fight. Many professions need these materials, such as tailors, refiners, spiritualists, and so on. The most disgusting thing is that there are so many people above level 10 now, but have you seen a pharmacist? Have you seen a spiritualist, a puppeteer, and a babysitter? Have you seen a martial artist? Have you seen a sword spirit? Have you seen a sword spirit? I'm too lazy to talk about other things. Anyway, there's only one reason: lack of these mediums, lack of these materials. That's true. Up until now, apart from the Talisman Formation Master, even the guild leader has not collected enough materials. Let's level up first. Starting from level 1, to Poison Fog Forest, haven't you realized? Jiutian is actually not hardcore at all. This is a fucking hardcore game. It specializes in dealing with stubborn people. Lu Chen frowned slightly. It turned out that these materials were so useful that many professions needed them. With Jiutian's lousy nature, the drop rate of normal monsters in the wild was negligible. No wonder so many players reached level 10, but only a few actually changed professions. Then can't I sell them for money? Lu Chen was suddenly energized. He searched for purchasing materials, and a bunch of posts immediately popped up. Purchasing tiger skin, tiger bone, tiger gallbladder, tiger claws, tiger teeth, 100 renminbi each. Also purchasing tiger blood and tiger head at a high price. Price negotiable. Guild purchasing tiger demon materials without limit. Can add PP 8648798801. Purchasing all kinds of tiger demon materials for 150 renminbi. If there are any, you can send a private message to pages. Purchasing profession materials at the highest price on the entire net. 200 renminbi each. Tiger blood and tiger head negotiable. This post is valid long term. There are actually people who want 200 renminbi each. This price greatly exceeded Lu Chen's expectations. One had to know that this was only the purchase price. Generally speaking, the purchase price was lower than the actual price, especially when purchasing in bulk. Fuck, so the most valuable thing was this thing. Lu Chen hurriedly went to the trading platform to search for past transactions. Tiger bone, transaction price, 290 renminbi, quantity, 1, tiger skin, transaction price, 300 renminbi, quantity, 1, tiger claw, transaction price, 320 renminbi, quantity, 1. There were quite a lot of transaction records. After all, some players felt that they couldn't gather enough materials, so they might as well sell them and exchange them for equipment. The average transaction price was between 270 and 320 renminbi. Moreover, as long as someone put out an item, it would be instantly sold. Lu Chen looked at the more than 1,000 materials in his backpack and trembled. Now the players should know where to farm for materials. I wonder if I can still sell them at this price. Lu Chen first took out 10 animal skins and placed them on the trading platform. He set the price as a middle price of 300 renminbi. As soon as the item was placed, it was instantly sold. Lu Chen widened his eyes. As expected, the market still needed a large amount of materials. If that's the case. Then this old man won't hold back. Lu Chen said excitedly. Subsequently, all 1,209 white materials were placed on the net. 10 in a group, each priced at 300 renminbi. In an instant, the number of Lu Chen's emails began to increase crazily. Tiger Tooth X10 consigned by Frenzy Wave has been successfully sold. After deducting 5% handling fee, 2,700 renminbi has been transferred to your bank card. Tiger Skin X10 consigned by Frenzy Wave has been successfully sold. After deducting 5% handling fee, 2,700 renminbi has been transferred to your bank card. Exquisite Tiger Fur Felt Hat consigned by Frenzy Wave has been successfully sold. After deducting 5% handling fee, 2,250 renminbi has been transferred to your bank card. The incoming messages flooded the screen. Chapter 96. In the past, Lu Chen didn't even feel as good as selling a floral dress for 100,000 yuan. The income was flooding the screen. Thousands and thousands, it was like money was falling from the sky. In just 10 minutes, all the items Lu Chen had consigned were sold out. Connect to my phone and check my messages. During the guild transaction, Lu Chen bound another bank card. At this time, the balance on this card had changed from 102 to 518511. 02, 518,000. Damn! Lu Chen couldn't recover for a long time. If he added the 600,000 on his Agricultural Bank of China card, he had more than 1 million in savings. Most importantly, he had earned more than 500,000 in half a day. Damn, I've earned a lot. Lu Chen said excitedly, oh, by the way, there are still 17 tigers' blood and 2 tigers' head. These can be put in the auction house. There's no rush to sell them now. We'll sell them after they attract attention on the trading platform. In front of such a huge income, Lu Chen didn't need to rest. He quickly returned to the game and continued farming the Tiger King's cave. The 7 beasts were around the territory, helping the 3 idiots level up. The 7 beasts were already level 17, while the 3 idiots were only level 15. They needed to level up. The 10 beasts were chasing each other around the territory. Anyway, it was still safe in the territory. Looking at these little dregs with 1 combat power having fun, Lu Chen smiled from the bottom of his heart. He grabbed Xiao Bai and touched the little guy's fluffy head. I almost forgot that you can grow into a fire qilin in the future. Little White was obediently in Lu Chen's hand. He rubbed his little head against Lu Chen's hand, and from time to time, he would let out a childish cry. Speaking of which, I wanted to bring you guys to level up, but let's fill up the Tiger King's cave first. Otherwise, the price of the materials will drop when others start farming the Tiger King's cave. The price of the materials was indeed high, but Lu Chen also knew that it was high because others couldn't farm the Tiger King's cave. It was a pity that he was already level 17. he would be level 18 after farming 2 more times. At that time, the monsters might not drop any materials. When the little ones saw Lu Chen return, they all ran to his feet. Lu Chen smiled and squatted down. "You're so clingy. Then I'll bring you along." Before the last word, "go," was said, Lu Chen suddenly froze. He suddenly thought of a problem. Although the 10 beasts had yet to reach the next stage, they could still level up to level 10. This was a huge amount of EXP for him. Lu Chen would definitely prioritize his own leveling speed and would not share his EXP with them. Since the 10 beasts were born with extremely high aggro value, they would automatically attract the attacks of wild monsters. So, Lu Chen's initial plan was to personally level them up a few levels. After all, the experience at the beginning was very little. Then, after their attributes increased a little, he would let 7 heads take them to a safe place to level up. But that would take a long time. But it was different now. There were benefits to Lu Chen suppressing his level. If he could farm the Tiger King's cave a few more times, he would be able to earn at least a few 100,000 yuan. From level 1 to level 10, he needed 200,000 EXP, 10 little beasts would be 2 million EXP. Just the 10 of them would be able to help Lu Chen get 2 million EXP. 8 trips to the Tiger King's cave. There were also the 3 idiots. They were only around level 15 and needed 750,000 EXP to level up to level 17. 3 of them would be 2,250,000 EXP. Another 8 trips. Lu Chen instantly lost his composure. This was all money. Fuck, I'm really a blockhead. 7 heads, come back, don't bring the 3 idiots to level up. Stop, stop. Lu Chen looked at his EXP, level 17, upgrade progress, 58034/500000. He first distributed the extra 58,000 EXP to Big Head. Then, he hurriedly recalled his underlings and rushed to the Tiger King's cave. Seeing that Nameless had been gone for a long time and that the competition between Huaxia and Dehan had ended, the spectators in the Tiger King's cave finally went back to what they were supposed to do. Lu Chen immediately entered the Tiger King's cave. 7 heads, 3 idiots, same old routine, kill them. 6.5 minutes later, Lu Chen pulled all the monsters into the Phantom Gold Blade Tiger's room and cleared the monsters in the corner with his underlings. Killed Robust Scarlet Striped Tiger, level 15 elite. Captured 2,712 spiritual energy. Obtained Stage 3 Talent Fragment. Obtained 2 3-star quality points. Ding! Obtained item Tiger Tooth *2, killed a strong scarlet-eyed striped tiger, level 15 elite. Obtained 2,712 points of heaven and earth spiritual energy. Obtained 2 rank 3 talent fragments. Ding! Obtained item Tiger Skin *2. In the past, Lu Chen did not feel anything when he saw these materials. Now, he was more excited when he saw materials than equipment. In his mind, he directly converted these materials into RMB. 600 EXP. Wow, this one dropped 3 materials. Awesome, 900 EXP. Killed exceptionally robust scarlet striped tiger, level 16 elite. Captured 3,540 spiritual energy. Obtained 2 stage 4 talent fragment. Obtained 2 stage 4 quality points. Ding! Obtained item Exquisite Tiger Skin Boots, green. Obtained Tiger Skin *1, Tiger Tooth *2, Tiger Gallbladder *1, Tiger Claw *2, damn, 6 of them, 1,800. Lu Chen suddenly had an illusion. Others were farming for equipment, experience, and copper coins in dungeons, but he was farming RMB. 600 EXP per monster. Damn, I really love the Tiger King's cave. Lu Chen's determination to level up had been corroded by money. At the same time, the official forum was once again in an uproar due to the large trading of materials in the trading area. Damn, Which area is Mad Waves in? So many materials. I counted, 121 sets, more than 1,200 materials. Are you stupid? You don't even know that Mad Waves is Nameless Guild. Only the Tiger King's cave would drop so many materials. Damn, I'm too late. If I can get the materials and become a pharmacist, the pressure in dungeons would be much less. Regardless of the usefulness of a pharmacist, the reason why the party can't level up quickly is because there is no division of labor. Everyone's strength is completely dependent on the difference in equipment level. Everyone is a tank, but actually, no one is a tank. It all depends on the skill and awareness. Damn, I didn't get it. We are in urgent need of these materials to enter the entry level of class advancement. Who isn't? In the past, Solipsistic would inform us. Nameless didn't tell us in advance and just gave us the materials. We didn't make it in time. 121 sets. I'm vomiting blood. I don't know if Nameless will give us the materials. He is the only one in the entire server who can clear the Tiger King's cave. If he can sell more materials, we can make up for the difference in level between us and the foreign servers. I'm not trying to discourage you, but even if Nameless did, you wouldn't be able to buy it. Who knows how many professional parties are watching the trading area for 24 hours a day. A true class advancement player was too important to a party. It was no exaggeration to say that if a party with a reasonable class combination could be assembled, even if their equipment was a little worse and their level was a little lower, their combat power would not lose to the Sage's pioneering party. At this moment, a player typed a sentence. The trading area is about to welcome a bloody storm. Chapter 97. Professional teams, semi-professional teams, and even some small civilian groups had sent people to keep an eye on the trading post. Mad God only had one in-game friend in name, and it was the same for Nameless Bro. He did not have any friends at all. Perhaps it was because experts did not like adding friends. This meant that no one could contact him. It was completely random whether he was selling or not. TT Guild was holding a meeting with the shareholders and leaders. Today, TT's biggest financial backer, Li Zhuguang, the chairman of Hengsheng Group, and his mistress were coming to inspect their work. Seeing their boss and mistress sitting there, the project leader, Old Peng, and the leader, Lin Sun, were a little embarrassed. Last time, their boss had asked for help to snatch the 100-flower dress, but they did not manage to get it. They felt a little guilty. Li Zhuguang looked at everyone and smiled. You're all acting like you've done something wrong. Take a seat, everyone. Old Li, it's rare for you to ask for help last time, and we didn't do a good job. Look at this. Old Peng took the lead. Li Zhuguang smiled. Sigh, it's not a big deal. Old Peng, you're really something. You tried your best to snatch the 100-flower dress. I know, but there was nothing you could do if you couldn't get it. After all, there was only one piece. So many people were eyeing it, and I know a few bosses who were determined to get it. It's just a piece of entertainment equipment. It's not a big deal. Come, everyone, take a seat. Only then did everyone sit down. Alright, relax. You're now a very important department in Hengsheng. It's a department with strategic importance. You don't have to be so reserved. Li Zhuguang gave off an amiable vibe. Today, I have good news for everyone. What good news? We'll increase our support for TT and the other 3 professional guilds. Ah! This is really good news, Old Peng said excitedly. Li Zhuguang said, I'm also playing Jiutian. I'm very clear about the current situation. The foreign servers are developing much faster than our own. I have no doubt that they'll continue to suppress us with their level advantage. Everyone, don't just set your sights on the domestic server. Of course, I'm not asking you to bite off more than you can chew. You know that we have to look at the present and fight our way out of the encirclement of other teams, but we also have to plan for the future. I can only describe the business opportunities in Jiutian with 4 words, unparalleled. Then, the initial investment must also be proportional. Take Nameless for example. He's currently selling class materials and mediums, right? Isn't he selling them for 3,000 each? Once he puts them on the trading platform, it's all up to luck whether we can get them or not. This won't do. We have to get it. A spirit controller with a baby and one without a baby are 2 completely different things. An apothecary with healing abilities and an apothecary in name are also 2 completely different concepts. That's why we have to buy the materials. If 3,000 yuan can't buy it, then 4,000, 5,000 yuan. In short, I will allow you to double your budget. Old Peng, Lin Sun, and the other commanders all sucked in a breath of cold air. Director Li had indeed brought great news. The budget had been doubled. Also, Li Zhuguang continued, Nameless isn't like Mad God. He's been in the game before. I've already asked my friends to help me investigate. I believe we'll be able to find him soon. Once we find him, I want you to find him offline. If we can't contact him online, we'll go offline. But you have to be careful. People like Nameless are usually very arrogant. Pay attention to your attitude and words. At the very least, you can't be his enemy. Do you understand? Boss, don't worry. As long as there's news of him, I'll immediately bring people to find him and settle this matter personally, Lin Sun said. Yes, I'm not worried about Lin Sun. Oh right, there's one more thing. Hee, it's a private matter. Qiu Ning, you say it yourself. The perfect goddess beside Li Zhuguang stood up generously. Commanders, I would like to apply to join the TT Guild. My level is still very low, only level 10, but I promise I'll work hard to level up. After that, Li Qiuning bowed to everyone, scaring them half to death. This time, Lu Chen didn't make the same stupid mistake as before. He didn't get teleported out because he wanted to check his equipment. He would never make such a low-level mistake again. At this time, he had already defeated the last hidden boss, Blazing Tiger. Not only did it drop purple and blue equipment, but it also dropped purple materials. He had to treat it seriously. At this time, Lu Chen's helmet notified him that he had a call. Now that Lu Chen didn't feel any pressure fighting this boss, he looked at the caller ID. It's that guy. Pick it up. Hey, Mad God. What's up? The caller directly called out Lu Chen's other identity. Don't call me Mad God. Tell me, what do you want from me? Lu Chen wasn't surprised. After all, this guy had seen him in person and knew that he was solipsistic. When he saw Nameless' appearance on the live stream, he definitely knew that Nameless was solipsistic. Fortunately, this guy was still very tight-lipped. The caller was Li Muhua from the northern military region. Hee, I was afraid that you would forget about me. That. Nameless, can I ask you for a favor? Are soldiers also so wishy-washy? Tell me, I'm fighting a boss. Damn, you're fighting a boss again. Which boss? You won't know even if I tell you. Are you going to tell me or not? If not, I'm hanging up. No, I'll tell you. Do you still have materials? We don't have any advantage in terms of equipment and level. We want to try to gain some advantage from our classes. Can you give us some? Oh, no, not give, sell some to us. You're buying equipment? Aren't you always going to work hard? Sigh, just working hard won't work. We don't even have a single piece of Everhill's guard. If this continues, we won't even be able to clear the level 15 Tiger King dungeon. Even the leaders can't stand it anymore. Li Muhua said sadly. I was just lectured by the leaders. Especially the hostility of the Grand Han. Don't you already know? It's fine if we don't merge servers now. At most, it's just a test. But if we merge in the future, we'll be under a lot of pressure. If we don't stand up, we'll be scolded by others. Okay, but we're just friends. I won't give you a cheap price, Lu Chen replied heartlessly. I know, I didn't give you a cheap price, Li Muhua said. Not only that, I'll give you double the price. Ah. Double the price? Yes, our leaders said the same thing to you. Friendship is friendship, business is business. You're already a good friend to sell to us. We can't let our friends lose out. Anyway, we have a lot of money now. We didn't dare to buy your equipment before, but now, we can still buy some, hee hee. Li Muhua's smug tone could be heard through the phone. Chapter 98. Rich? How rich are you? Hee hee, it's not convenient for me to tell you. Anyway, we didn't dare to buy your stuff before, but now, hee hee, we can still buy a little bit. Lu Chen didn't care who he sold the materials to. He had a good impression of Li Muhua and the others. Now that they were willing to double the price, there was no problem. Look at you, how much do you want? Tiger tooth, tiger skin, tiger bone, tiger gallbladder, tiger claw, and tiger heart, how about 10 sets each? Okay, I'll come out and trade with you. Thank you, thank you. Do you have tiger's blood and tiger's head? Yes, but the price. I haven't thought about it yet. If that's the case, then when you've decided, can you call me? This is my private number, it's very secure. Li Muhua suddenly thought of something. Oh, right, our leader said that you're too famous now, and asked if you want to hide your identity. Hide my identity? That's right. Characters from the 9 heavens are real characters. You're now at the heart of the storm. Although it's certain that many people will come to buy things from you offline, which is beneficial for you to earn money, on the other hand, it's very likely that you'll encounter some unnecessary trouble when interacting with them offline. Lu Chen frowned. Even his actions against the boss slowed down by half a beat. Li Muhua's words did remind him. Lu Chen, if you're willing, we can erase all your records. Unless it's someone who knows you, no one will be able to find you online. Also, if there's anything, just look for Secretary Lin directly. Don't be afraid to trouble him, understand? Your safety has risen to a level that you can't even imagine. Lu Chen nodded. Don't make it sound so mysterious. I don't want to get involved in any messy matters. I just want to play the game in peace. Then help me hide it. Oh, and my sister. Got it, leave it to me. After hanging up, Explosive Tiger's health was almost depleted. Not long after, it was dead. Sure enough, the boss dropped a purple weapon, purple materials, pants and other miscellaneous items. After Lu Chen collected them, he exited the dungeon. After finding a safe place, Lu Chen distributed all 248000 EXP to Big Head, leveling him up to level 16. This was the first time that Lu Chen had felt heartache because his subordinate had leveled up. Big Head, you actually leveled up. Can't you hold on a little longer? Well, the child had to grow up eventually. After sorting out the materials in his hands, Lu Chen gave Li Muhua a call and made an appointment for a private transaction room. There were a total of 10 sets of tiger bone, tiger heart, tiger claw, tiger skin, tiger gallbladder, and tiger tooth in the trading column. When it came to the price, Lu Chen hesitated for a moment before writing down 30,000. You wrote the wrong price. Didn't I say double the price? It's 60,000. I really wrote it wrong. Forget it, I'm too lazy to change it. I'll sell it to you for 30,000. What? Do you want me to change it back? Li Muhua was not stupid. What did he mean by wrong? Lu Chen was just teasing him. Otherwise, why would he ask him to change the price? Of course, he would change it directly. This price was deliberately written by Lu Chen. Lu Chen talked about money all day long, but he did not expect that he actually did not only have money in his eyes. He actually took the initiative to give up a profit of 30,000. If it was said that he was on good terms with Lu Chen at the beginning, then this time, Li Muhua was really impressed by Lu Chen. This guy was not as heartless and cold as he appeared to be. Then, okay, I won't say anything else. I'll pay you directly. Okay. After completing the transaction, Lu Chen directly logged back into the game. Li Muhua was alone in the room in a daze. To be honest, Huaxia's military was under a lot of pressure. The country's server was lagging behind in all aspects. Moreover, the chief's order was to let the outside world think that they were training for entertainment and not fighting for hegemony. This made their hands and feet tied many times. This time, the higher-ups finally put some restrictions on the loan. However, there was still a huge gap between them and the overseas military. They could not even compare to the domestic professional teams. The Tiger King's cave incident was just a coincidence. Zhoutian was still a long way from the merger of the various countries' servers. However, this incident also sounded the alarm for them. The Korean military was even stronger than the three sages. If the leader's prediction was correct, then how would they deal with the military forces of other countries in the future? Taking a deep breath, Li Muhua looked at the empty seat opposite him. That guy, when the time comes, would he make a move? Imperial capital. Dynasty's crown prince was looking for a beauty to relax in the VIP room of a KTV. Suddenly, a phone call came in. He quickly withdrew his hand from the beauty's clothes and hurried out with the phone. After finding a quiet place, Crown Prince asked in a deep voice, "Did you find out the guy's address?" "Brother E, I was about to find it, but the clues were suddenly cut off. The internet, telecommunications, household registration, the police system, and even the bank, all clues disappeared." "How is that possible? With your connections, how can you not find it?" "That guy stole my mythical beast, I'll kill him no matter what." "Brother E, I really can't find it. Also, I advise you not to touch him." "Why?" "I wish I could pull out his tendons and skin him alive. I'm sure that he used my divine beast to pass through the Tiger King's cave. Everything should have belonged to me." Recalling the scene back then, the Crown Prince clenched his teeth in anger and a murderous glint flashed across his eyes. How could a person clear the Twin Towers? How could a person clear the Tiger King's cave? The only possibility was the mythical beast. There was no such thing as Brother Nameless in the past. He was just a normal player with a slightly higher level. At that time, Crown Prince tried his best but failed to deceive that guy. He picked up the ready-made mythical beast. Then, he used the illusions of the two mythical beasts to clear the dungeon. How many players in the country regarded him as a hero? How many beauties looked at him in a different light? The attention of the country, the fans, the glory, and all those materials should belong to him. Brother E, calm down. Let's put it this way, I've only encountered this situation once. I'm guessing that Brother Nameless information has been classified as a national secret. What? National secret? Yes, otherwise, it's impossible that no one can find it. The person on the other side said seriously, Brother E, you know what this means. There's someone behind him. Crown Prince smashed the latest iPhone in his hand. He was so angry that he walked back and forth with his hands on his waist. Damn it, this guy. Damn it. Even though he was the Crown Prince, he did not dare to touch the people of the country. He could only swallow his anger. Li Zhuguang just received a call that Brother Nameless information could not be found. Old Wang, it can't be. Even you can't find it? Yes, I'm sure that other than a few people, the outside world can't find this guy. Why is that so? It's possible. The person lowered his voice, there's a big shot protecting him. They were all old friends. Li Zhuguang naturally understood what Lao Wang was implying. Sigh, alright. If that's the case, we can only let it go. I just didn't expect the big shot to take action so quickly. Old Wang, how's the development of your team? How else can it be? Everyone's situation in the country is similar. Korea suffered a loss this time. Do you know what's the situation in China now? The whole country is fighting. They're all holding back. I've received news from Tianjin that the level 50 Asia servers will merge. When that time comes, we might be suppressed. Li Zhuguang took a deep breath. It's not optimistic. Nameless materials are a good thing, but it's limited. Although Korea and Japan are not selling materials, they will be able to fight on their own soon. Our disadvantage will only get worse. Level 50 is not close, but it's not far either. When that time comes, we might not be able to withstand the pressure. Yes, now we can only increase our support and prepare for the future Asia war. Li Zhuguang took a deep breath. Level 50. Chapter 99. Tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, it would be double the time for the whole server. Lu Chen was now afraid when he thought about it. What double experience? No, the price of materials might drop tomorrow. Let's farm a few more times tonight. Damn it, I promised not to stay up all night. I have no choice this time. Let's hurry up and earn more money. At 1:30 in the morning, Lu Chen farmed the Tiger King's cave 7 times. After distributing the experience, the 2 and 3 beasts had reached level 17. Taking advantage of the half-hour reset time, Lu Chen would place the materials and low-level equipment he obtained in the trading area after completing the dungeon. 7 dungeons, a total of 850,000. An average of 120,000 per trip. Including the balance of the 2 cards, Lu Chen's total savings was close to 2 million. Buying a house in full was not a problem. Not only could he buy a house, but he also had enough furniture for the balcony on the top floor. It was a good thing that the 3 dumb beasts could not level up with him. If he encountered a situation where he needed to suppress his level in the future, their low level would be an advantage. With such a huge income, Lu Chen was not sleepy at all. Damn it, I farmed a house in one night. What's the point of sleeping? Let's do it a few more times. Including the dungeon reset time and the time spent clearing the dungeon, Lu Chen farmed the dungeon once every hour and 10 minutes. After more than an hour, Lu Chen came out of the dungeon again. He leaned against a tree stump and rested. At the same time, he put the goods on the shelves. He no longer looked at the mail. It was impossible that the goods could not be sold. Even if it was 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, there would still be people waiting there to buy his goods. It was better to distribute the experience first. Which of the 10 beasts will level up first? Lu Chen looked at the interface of the beast pen. The fiercest ones inside were Xiao He and Xiao Qing. These 2 guys never stopped. Neither of them was willing to give in to the other. If it wasn't for the fact that the beast pen was separated, they would probably fight again. Lu Chen shook his head and pulled Little Black out. Little Black was the name Lu Chen gave it. It sounded very ordinary, almost making people forget that it could evolve into the Black Flame Dragon Emperor. Xiao He, you're the most mischievous. Don't feel wronged. Let me tell you, you'll be a family in the future. Don't always fight among yourselves. After being taught a lesson by Lu Chen, Little He lowered its head and wrapped itself around Lu Chen's arm, pretending to be dead. All right, stop pretending. If you admit defeat so easily, would you still be fighting every day? Lu Chen was both angry and amused. All right, I'll level you up first. Lu Chen was currently level 17 and had 245,000 experience points. Little Black needed 204,600 experience points to level up to level 10. Lu Chen directly transferred enough heaven and earth energy to Little Black. However, Xiao He's growth rate did not increase. Although it had reached level 10, its appearance did not change much. It was still a small snake. Check the attributes. Lu Chen displayed Xiao He's 3D projection in front of him, along with its attribute data. Character: Black Flame Dragon Emperor Cub Level 10, unable to obtain heaven and earth energy after reaching the upper limit of the juvenile stage. Growth: 744/500000. Pure Spirit Energy 0/500000. Dark Demon Creature Soul Essence. Physical Strength: Strength 100, Agility 100, Physique 50, Attack 250, Defense 100, Health Points 1500, Talent. Sealed. Damn, Xiaohei, your attributes. Lu Chen was stunned. Xiaohei was only level 10, but its strength and agility had already reached 100. What were the attributes of a normal player at level 10? 3 dimensions were only 18. And Xiaohei was still in the juvenile stage. In other words, Xiaohei was now just a baby dragon. Other than 3 dimensions, Xiaohei's basic attack was increased by 150, and its basic defense was increased by 50. This was even more exaggerated. The only weakness was that its health was not too much. However, it was only relatively little. 50 physique was already at the level of an elite monster. Damn, as expected of the Black Flame Dragon Emperor Cub. If you grow up, your attributes will be even better. After Xiaohei's level increased, it seemed to be very excited. It stood up straight and stuck out its tongue, looking eager to fight. Lu Chen looked at Xiaohei's appearance and could not help but laugh. What? You want to fight again? Xiaohei actually nodded, as if it understood Lu Chen's words. Stop fooling around. Your attributes are indeed very strong. If I was level 10 now, you would already be a powerful helper. Unfortunately, my level is now much higher than yours, and the level of the monsters I fight is also higher. You can easily be surrounded by other monsters, so it's better for you to stay here. After putting Xiaohei back into the beast pen, the little guy seemed to be very unwilling. Xiaoqing, who was next door, was even more unhappy. It clung to the beast pen and looked at Lu Chen expectantly. Okay, I know. You're afraid that you can't beat Xiaohei, right? Wait for me to level you up the next time I come out. All of you are really divine beast kindergartens. After leveling up Xiaohei, Lu Chen understood that the divine beast younglings already had very strong combat power, and increasing their growth rate was very likely to result in another metamorphosis. Their growth rate was already so strong now, then after metamorphosis, they would definitely be super strong existences. Looks like I still have to increase their growth rate if I have the chance. This mission is deep into the enemy's territory. It's very dangerous. We're the Suicide Squad, but for Korea to be able to suppress Hua Xia in the future, we must complete this mission. It's best if we can get his equipment. Yes, we won't let you down. Very good. Don't talk on the way to avoid exposing yourself. Let's go. Chapter 100. At the same time, in District 122, in various directions not far from the Tiger King's cave, a few teams of people came online collectively. Their IDs were made up of Japanese, English, and other languages. There were 2 to 3 teams with more people, and there were at least 40 to 50 people with fewer people. Most of the teams have already gone to various servers to disturb the Hua Xia players leveling up. This time, we must not let them catch up with the double time. Yes, there are too many Hua Xia players. We must work together to maintain the level advantage. It's said that some of them obtained the divine beast. This is already unfair, and there's double time for the entire server. Why? It's an unchangeable fact now. Now, most of the teams are preparing to come online in various regions. Our mission is to take care of Nameless. Everyone, hide your IDs. Don't expose yourself. At 10:15 a.m., just as all the Chinese players were frantically leveling up, they did not know that many well-equipped teams from other countries were quietly coming online, and their levels were much higher than those of the Chinese players. The double time had already begun. In the low-level areas of the 100 Beast Mountain range, the players were already busy. This was definitely the time to race against time. Because of this, no one overestimated themselves and came to the Tiger King's cave to waste time. No one would come to disturb Lu Qin. 5 more minutes until the dungeon is reset. Lu Qin calculated the time. This time, he would farm again to raise the level of the water and fire torus to the maximum, so that the two little fellows would not be wronged. After farming for an entire night, Lu Qin was indeed a little sleepy. Fortunately, he did not have to wait for long. When Lu Qin saw that it was about time, he walked towards the Tiger King's cave. After the double time, I wonder how much the price of the materials will drop. Whatever, I'll see when the time comes. If I can still earn money, I'll spend some reputation to recruit a few more low-level subordinates. Lu Qin calculated as he walked towards the dungeon entrance. As he walked, Lu Qin suddenly felt some movement in the surrounding forest. Ever since he had fused with the bloodline of the three-petal flower demon, Lu Qin had a wider field of vision. At the same time, he didn't realize that his vision had become sharper than before when he was in the forest. In the swaying shrubs, Lu Qin seemed to see a few figures hiding behind. Someone? What are you doing? Hiding was probably not a good thing, but Lu Qin did not show any abnormalities for the time being. Standing in front of the Tiger King's cave, Lu Qin observed his surroundings carefully and discovered that there were strange movements in all directions. In the past, there were many people who had watched Lu Qin challenge the Instance Dungeon. At its peak, there were thousands of people watching in Area 122. However, these players were all watching openly. Even if they were dissatisfied with him, they were never as sneaky as they were today. Even now, they still hadn't come out. It was as if they were waiting for him to enter the dungeon. Lu Qin's mind spun rapidly. Why wait for me to enter the dungeon? In Lu Qin's dungeon, no outsiders could enter, so they definitely couldn't do anything. Then, the biggest possibility was, waiting for me to come out. Lu Qin narrowed his eyes slightly. Jotian's servers were very impressive and the network was stable and fast. However, the network used by the players themselves might not be the fastest. In addition, the structure of the Jotian world was so realistic and grand, and the amount of data was unimaginable. Therefore, there was a very short delay every time operations such as teleporting in and out of the dungeon. Moreover, even if there was no delay in the network, people still needed time to react. To suddenly go from one place to another, the brain needed time to react. So, they plan to make a move when I come out of the dungeon. Thinking of this, Lu Qin's brows furrowed even tighter. Who were these people? Why did they want to deal with him? How many people were there, and how strong were they? Could it be that some streamer wanted to become famous and deliberately forced him to make a move to see the strength of the legendary brother Nameless? Or, did they want to drop his equipment? This was also very possible. There were too many possibilities, and these questions could not be answered for the time being. The dungeon had been reset. Lu Qin thought about it and decided not to alert the enemy for the time being. He directly entered the dungeon. At least in the dungeon, he was absolutely safe. Fatigue and apprehension about hidden enemies did not affect Lu Qin's ability to clear the dungeon. After clearing it so many times, he could run the correct route with his eyes closed. After 36 minutes, Lu Qin finished off the real fiery splitting tiger. He put the materials and some of the equipment online, but was not in a hurry to leave the dungeon. He released the 10 beasts from the beast pen and let the other divine beasts out to get some fresh air. Big head, 2 head, come here. I'll level you up. The water and fire Siamese changed their sad faces and happily ran to Lu Qin's side. Lu Qin smiled slightly and leveled up the 2 divine beasts to level 10. Hee, now you can fight together again. Lu Qin smiled as he watched the 10 little guys play for a while. Okay, I'm too tired. 7 heads, 3 heads, you guys cultivate your spiritual power here and help them level up. Trying to trick me outside? I'm sorry, you guys can wait a little longer. Damn, I've been playing all night until 11 in the morning. No, I can't take it anymore. As long as Lu Qin did not go offline, he would always be in the dungeon. So, Lu Qin simply put on the helmet and slept. Outside the Tiger King's cave, there were more than 300 people waiting. When they saw Nameless enter the dungeon, they quickly surrounded the exit. Through the translation software, the leaders of many countries could communicate in real time. 10 minutes later. Didn't Nameless clear the Tiger King's cave in 9 minutes? Why is he still out? He should be fighting the hidden boss. How did this guy clear the dungeon alone? Did he find a bug? We've reported to Tianxing, but they said the game can't have a bug. Then, they stopped asking. Let's not worry about it for now. Let's wait a little longer. Okay, everyone pay attention. Melee players, make sure the exit is surrounded. Ranged players, get ready to attack at any time. 20 minutes later. Hey, there's no hidden boss in your country. Don't worry, if we're in the same server, our common enemy will definitely be Huaxia. They're like cockroaches, there's a lot of them and they're hard to deal with. I know, we're working together this time to suppress Huaxia. The second boss needs 30 minutes to clear, but this requirement is too hard to achieve. We're the same as you guys, we've only cleared the first hidden boss at most. Yamato, what about you guys? Same. The 30 minutes barrier is too hard to break. A few of our top guilds have done some research. To clear the dungeon in 30 minutes, a few conditions must be met at the same time. First, a strong tanker and healer combination that can withstand at least 2 waves of elite monsters. Second, a strong DPS that can quickly clear multiple waves of elite monsters. But these 2 conditions are contradictory. The tanker and healer take up 2 spots, and the remaining 3 DPS can't achieve the effect of clearing the monsters quickly. Indeed, some of us can already wield the dark gold sword, but our DPS is still not enough. Yes, unless all 3 DPS players are equipped with Nameless dual swords. 22 critical hit, 160% critical damage. TSK, these stats are too strong. The few captains were having a heated discussion. 40 minutes, damn, why isn't Nameless out yet? That's not right, it's already been 40 minutes, let's wait a little longer. Let's see the results of our people in the other regions. The results are quite satisfying. Everyone, let's boost our morale. Chapter 101. A small team of Huaxia players was farming in the 100 Beast Mountain range. Let's not be afraid of wasting potions. This might be the only time we can double the effect. Let's level up as soon as possible. Yeah, now is the best time to level up. Once we level up, we can do the Tiger King instance dungeon and get all kinds of equipment. There's a Dark Moon Wolf over there. I'll go over first. Kill this one. Killed Dark Moon Silver Wolf, level 12. Obtained 183 points of Heaven and Earth Spirit Energy. Wow, 183 EXP for 1. That means we can level up after killing 1,000 of them. Yeah, double the effect is awesome. There were 4 or 5 teams of players leveling up around them. There were quite a number of wolves here. Try not to get into conflict with others. Let's not waste time on such things. We have to close the level gap with the other servers first. At that moment, the team member who went to pull monsters inadvertently looked into the distance. About 200 meters away, a team of players who had been leveling up not far from them was being beaten up by a large group of people. Fuck, who's fighting now? Why did they hide their IDs? However, after looking for a while, he realized that something was wrong. That group of people easily killed that small team. After leaving one person behind, they immediately pounced on another small team. That guy actually has a baby Dark Moon Wolf. The skill he's using now is the Spirit Master's Soul Guidance. Soul Guidance was an entry-level skill for Spirit Masters. It could affect the souls of the dead, including players. Once affected by this skill, the player would be considered to be still in battle and would not be able to exit the game. As a soul, they would not be able to call for help. Thus, this skill was known as the Corpse Guarding Divine Skill. The duration of the skill was affected by the Spirit Master's own spirit energy. However, if one did not have enough spirit energy, they could use certain mediums to help and greatly reduce the consumption of spirit energy. This Spirit Master had actually learned a skill. He had already completed his profession change. After players revived, their HP would be very low and there would be a delay. A skilled Spirit Master with a pet could easily guard 5 corpses. Not long after, the other team was completely wiped out. Fuck, why are these people like mad dogs? Killing people everywhere? Haven't they been bullied enough by the Korean players? Why do they have to kill people in double the time? The group of people quickly moved over. As long as they found a team that was leveling up, they would gang up on them. Not only did he kill people, he even guarded their corpses. Oh no, they're coming this way. That person stopped pulling monsters and quickly ran back. Everyone, run. There's a guild killing people. What guild is killing people? Right now, the guild is also busy leveling up. Hey, it's just farming, don't be so dramatic, okay? Acting my ass. Really, let's go. Their strength is extremely terrifying. However, at that moment, a sword mercilessly pierced the player's heart from behind. When they saw the tip of the sword, their faces were filled with shock. A sword spirit cultivator's sword spirit. When they raised their heads, they saw nearly 100 anonymous players charging at them fiercely. Their equipment could be said to be luxurious, and there were many players in the team who had already changed classes. Moreover, their numbers far exceeded theirs. Perhaps it was because they were too excited to kill, but some strange languages appeared among these people. One could tell that it wasn't Hwasea's language. The team leader's ID was Strange Uncle, and his eyes widened. It's a Korean player. They want to stop us from leveling up twice. This team leader also knew that his team couldn't escape. Seeing his teammates being killed and the enemy laughing contemptuously, this team leader was burning with anger. Damn it, how dare they touch our Hwasea players? Brothers, if we can't escape, we'll fight them. Fuck. In Area 284, 2 teams were leveling up together. They were second-year students of Hanjiang High School. Their levels weren't high, both were level 10. They had arranged to level up with 10 classmates who had drawn numbers. Hey, Brother Bull, can't you see that we're almost done? Go and pull monsters. I know. It's not easy for me to pull monsters for both of your teams. Monkey, what are you doing secretly with Mei Mei? You're bullying single dogs in public. Come with me to pull monsters. Fuck, what nonsense are you talking about? We're just friends. Okay. Pure. Do you think any of us will believe you? Stop talking nonsense and come with me to pull monsters. Pull more monsters and we'll level up. Then, we'll build a small guild for third-year students. How wonderful. Monkey was pulled away by Denyo unwillingly. Not long after, the team members suddenly realized that Denyo and Monkey's avatars had turned gray. What's going on? You can pull monsters to death. I'm impressed. However, not long after, hundreds of anonymous players appeared from behind the slope. They were looking down at the few high school players from a commanding position. The few students were at a loss when they saw these people. The other party's leader waved the blue longsword in his hand. The 100-man army rushed down from the slope, shouting some Southeast Asian language. This group of people was like a gust of wind, sweeping through the 2 teams. Mei Mei. You're fucking crazy. Big Bamboo, fuck you. They're from the foreign server. Fuck, let's fight it out with them. A few minutes later, silence was restored. There were only 8 corpses on the ground, as well as a explosives master and a sprite master standing at the side. The explosives master had buried explosives beside their corpses. As soon as they revived, they would be blown to pieces. Similar scenes quickly played out in the 300 districts of the Chinese server. More and more players were massacred by the foreign server's high-level players. At 10:45, the double time for everyone to level up suddenly changed. Some of the major streamers were already talking about this matter. In Fenglingzi's live stream, these foreign server players are killing people everywhere. Many of our players are not high level, and their equipment is not complete. We can only be killed by them. Fenglingzi was very angry. She and her teammates were also ambushed by a group of foreign server players. They did not dare to revive now. The bullet screen was already in a mess. Their levels are very high, and their equipment is good. The guy who killed me actually had a blue weapon. The most disgusting thing is that they actually have people guarding our corpses. They won't let us revive. More and more people are logging in. Didn't the officials say that they would stop using VPN to connect to other countries? How did they get in? I work at the airport. Some time ago, I saw a lot of foreign tour groups coming to the country, more than ever before. I think it has something to do with this. They just don't want us to use the double time to catch up. They're too despicable. The problem is, what about our guild? Are we just going to watch them cause trouble? Don't talk about it. Our guilds are all independent. Moreover, to be honest, our guild's strength is not as good as theirs. Almost every district has 2 main forces dedicated to suppressing the guilds in the district. Their levels and equipment are ahead, and many of them have changed classes. How did they get so many materials? They can already clear the Tiger King dungeon. We only have Nameless to clear it. Even if he keeps giving out materials and his dungeon time is shorter than others, he can clear it a few times by himself. They have a large number of guilds. This is incomparable. Damn it, these people are too much. Just because our levels are behind in the early stages, they keep suppressing us. How despicable. Chapter 102. Saying that Hua Xia's players were caught off guard was the most appropriate way to describe the current situation. This time, Hua Xia's players were completely unaware that the various countries had joined forces to snipe Hua Xia's server. Originally, everyone had planned to level up like crazy. Since they were leveling up, many guilds had formed small teams and scattered around to level up. The players did not have large organizations and were evenly distributed. This gave the foreign players the perfect opportunity to take them down one by one. In front of the Tiger King's cave in District 122. Let me talk about the current situation. Captain De Haan said, currently, the best results are in District 86. There are 2,600 players in Hua Xia who have entered the level 10 main city. We only have 200 people and have already killed 540 players. Awesome! We killed 500 of them with less than 1/10 of our forces. Our warriors are all good. Next is District 219. There are 2,200 players in this main city. Our team of 240 people has already killed 520 enemies. Among them, including the Battle Dragon Guild, a professional team that was preparing to occupy an independent area to level up. Wow, District 219 is very strong. That's right. Hua Xia's reaction is also quite fast. However, they are completely no match for our warriors in a head-on battle. Good news came one after another. Hua Xia had a large number of players. However, when the servers were merged, there were less than 10,000 players in all districts who entered the main city. Now that a few days had passed, there were a few thousand players in each district. This was considered a huge breakthrough. However, when faced with an organized, premeditated, unified command, and enemies who were good at disguising themselves, these defenseless players would find it difficult to react immediately. Once the initiative was taken, it would be even more difficult to turn the tables later. Now, we are using Hua Xia's travel tactics to kill their people everywhere and hinder them from leveling up as much as possible. Oh, right, there's another piece of good news. Now, all over Hua Xia, our scattered players are joining our battle and constantly expanding our team. Our suppression will become more and more powerful. After Fenglingzi's team was killed, they waited for half an hour before someone came to save them. The Rock Guild and YYF Guild urgently transferred members who could make it back and formed a 120-man team. When the other party saw such a large group of people coming over, they did not fight head-on and immediately retreated. Only then did Fenglingzi and the others successfully capture her. These people are so disgusting. We're so far behind in levels, and Tianqing only gave us 10 hours to double the amount. They won't even let us level up. Wen Qim said angrily. She had always been good-tempered, but this time, she was infuriated. So what if they have the advantage? We'll still kill them. Today, if they kill one of us, I'll drag one of them down with me. Divine Light patted the Spear King's shoulder. Spear King, I'm as responsible as you are. However, now's not the time to blame yourself. They started the battle without a declaration. This group of people is too well prepared. They even prepared a mobile force just to deal with a team like ours. They've really put in a lot of effort. Since this battle is unavoidable, let's go all out. The Spear King nodded. He raised his head and looked at everyone. He said loudly, "Brothers, I only have one question. Those who offend the Hua Xia." When everyone heard this, their faces turned solemn. Everyone answered in unison. Even the players who were watching Wen Qim's live stream seemed to have changed into another person when they heard this. The second half of this sentence was known by everyone in the Hua Xia. As long as they heard it, their blood would boil. No matter how far they are, they must be killed. The Spear King nodded. Alright, let's kill them. 120 Hua Xia players charged forward in the face of 300 enemies who were crushing them in all aspects. Half an hour later, this valley called the Beast Spirit Valley was littered with corpses. The 120 Hua Xia players did not create any miracles. Even if their skills were excellent, the opponents waiting for them seemed to be professionals. Level 15 against level 12, Black Iron Ghost Gold Sword against Broken Stone. The standard profession change against those who had not. There was no suspense at all. The number of foreign server players had decreased by a lot. It seemed that the mobile force had gone to assist other regions. However, it was still easy for the remaining people to guard the corpses. Looking at the foreign server players who were clearing the equipment and items on the ground and setting up explosives and traps, there were not enough spiritualists. They could only use explosives masters and puppeteers to help guard the corpses. How many Hua Xia players had died to make the spiritualists that they had prepared for a long time not enough? In the live stream, everyone looked at the busy foreign server players and was silent. Such battles were still happening in various servers. The saddest ones were those non-professional players. They only wanted to level up, but they were killed to the point that they did not dare to revive. For the first time, Wen Qim shed tears during a live stream. Why are they bullying us like this? It's already difficult for us to level up. It's not easy for us to get double the effect. Many people felt the same way. Were the Hua Xia players so miserable? They were stuck in the novice village for a few days at the start of the server. Killing monsters was like a festival. Later, they encountered a server-wide mission. They did not level up for almost 3 days. It was not easy for them to get double the effect, but they were still schemed and well planned by the foreign server players. Is there anyone else who can step forward? Wen Qim asked, feeling wronged. Suddenly, Wen Qim opened her mailbox angrily. From her friends list, she found the name that had been silent for a long time. Solipsistic. Chapter 103. Winchim sent a mail to Solipsistic. However, the mail was like a stone sinking into the sea. There was no reply for a long time. Mad God, could it be that even you? Winchim thought that if Mad God was ambushed, it would undoubtedly be a nightmare. At noon, a piece of news came out of nowhere. The foreign server players formed by the alliance of many countries had reached 400,000. This number was shocking. The number of Huaxia players who could enter a level 10 main city was only 1 million. The Chinese server had professional teams, but so did the foreign server. Their level and equipment were even better. Moreover, the biggest problem was that the Chinese server did not organize in advance. They were completely scattered. How could they compete with the foreign server players who had meticulously planned this gathering? As time passed, the number of foreign server players was still increasing. The Chinese server players were getting more and more passive. There were even rumors online that Mad God and Nameless had been killed and spawn camped. At 4 p.m., a large number of foreign server players flooded into Huaxia's official server live broadcast. Double the 10 hours. I wonder how many levels you can level up. If we had such an opportunity, we would at least level up once. Does it feel good? How does it feel to be trampled by 400,000 warriors in Huaxia? I heard that those who can get out of the newbie area are the elites of the elites. In the end, it's 1 million times and 400,000 players. Ha ha ha, it's really trash. Where's your Solipsistic, your Nameless? Why hasn't he appeared yet? Is he dead in some corner and can't be revived? He's trash even with a purple weapon. This is the result of going against us Korean players. Remember this, you filthy dogs. Winchim was angry and muted these players. However, they seemed to be organized again. One after another, anonymous players came in to show off their strength. Muting. When you were so arrogant on the Triple Sage Golden Cauldron's official website, we didn't mute you. We can't afford to play with you. I'll say this. The Huaxia server is so weak. Solipsistic, Nameless, they're all trash in front of us. We'll always be on top of you. Lu Chen wasn't interested in the double event at all. Plus, he had stayed up all night, so he slept until 4:30 in the afternoon. Slowly waking up, Lu Chen yawned. A mere 5 hours of sleep was not enough to offset the exhaustion brought about by an all-nighter. Lu Chen looked around blankly, and immediately asked the 3 questions of his soul. Where am I? What am I doing? What should I do? Fortunately, he soon remembered. Oh, damn. Sleeping in an instant's dungeon feels so good. I'm just a little hungry. Lu Chen patted his face and looked at the 7-headed and 3 idiots who were cultivating beside him. Oh right, there seems to be someone waiting for me at the door. I don't know if he has left yet. Lu Chen scratched his head. Let's not worry about that for now. Let us take a break first. There was a special message in the mail. It was a reminder that would only appear when a friend sent an email. Lu Chen opened the email. A moment later, Lu Chen frowned and raised his head. In order to prevent Huaxia's players from leveling up, foreign server players massacred Huaxia's players. Every server was in a state of emergency. Normal players were killed to the point that they did not even dare to revive. Foreign server players went to Huaxia's official website in an organized manner to taunt them. How did the world change so suddenly after a nap? Lu Chen opened the official website. All the major streamers were being attacked by foreign server players. Words such as trash, dirty dog, and pervert were constantly spammed on the screen, especially the 2 legends of Huaxia's server, Mad God and Nameless. The abuse was overwhelming. Most of the major streamers were killed to the point that they could only exist in soul form. A few streamers did not even dare to come out of the celestial mountain. Lu Chen's expression was a little ugly. In the local server, there was an unwritten rule. If normal players did not provoke professional players would basically not kill normal players. However, in this massacre, whether it was normal players or professional players, they were all killed horribly. At this moment, Lu Chen's phone rang. Lu Chen saw that it was his sister, Lu Yi, and immediately answered the call. "Brother." Lu Yi's voice was a little aggrieved. Lu Yi had always been Lu Chen's sore spot. Seeing his sister being aggrieved, Lu Chen was instantly enraged. "What happened? Who bullied you? Tell me." Lu Yi hesitated for a long time. Under her brother's interrogation, she finally spoke. "Brother, the gravel that the guild gave me just now was dropped, and the poison mist leggings from before was also dropped. Who dropped it?" "Someone from the foreign server." "Brother, for this double reward, I've been training hard for the past few days. It wasn't easy for me to follow the third group to the Celestial Mountain main city. In the end, my equipment was dropped. I don't know how to explain it to the group leader now." Louis had just arrived in the main city not long ago. No wonder he did not see her before. This girl had been busy leveling up for the past 2 days. Perhaps she did not know that he was Nameless' brother. Silly girl, leveling up without looking at the official website. If Lu Yi did not know, Lu Chen did not plan to take the initiative to tell his sister. He wanted her to work hard so that she could better adapt to society. "Silly girl, don't cry. Isn't it just a few pieces of equipment?" Lu Chen comforted her. "Brother, you don't understand. These are the guild's assets. After I finish using them, I still have to give them to the people behind me. It's okay, I'll help you." However, Lu Yi was still crying. "Brother, those people are too despicable. They didn't camp our corpses like the others. Instead, they hid at the side and waited for us to revive before continuing to kill. They took advantage of their level advantage and beat us until we had a sliver of health before letting us run away. Finally, they used the sword spirit to kill us. They're too despicable." Lu Chen frowned. They were still playing like that? Not only did they kill them, but they also humiliated them. Tortured them to death. Most importantly, they had provoked his sister. Blood rushed to his brain bit by bit. "Brother, do you know when you're a newbie? They've already taken over the Celestial Mountain. Nameless' brother has been killed." However, Lu Chen did not answer. Instead, he asked, "Where are you?" "Why? I don't dare to revive now. Otherwise, they'll humiliate us again." "It's okay. Tell me, where's your corpse? I'll ask my friends to see if they can save you." I'm in the southwest of the 100 Beast Mountain. 48,144, brother, forget it. No one can save us now. Don't let your friends take the risk." Lu Chen took a deep breath and calmed himself down. "Okay, I got it." After hanging up the phone, Lu Chen seemed to have changed into a different person. Usually, unless he was provoked by friendship, he would be very polite to others. Even if Nameless' brother became famous, he did not change much. However, this time, he was furious. Someone killed his sister. And it was tortured to death. It was a torture to death. If he could not even protect his sister, what was the use of his equipment and attributes? 7 heads, 3 fools, and the 10 of you, come back. Lu Chen's voice was unusually cold. He called back his subordinates and then went offline. He went to wash his face and move his joints. Lu Chen put on his helmet again. After going offline and going online again, he would be directly teleported out of the dungeon. In other words, if those people who were waiting for him were still there, Lu Chen would be directly among them. Going online meant fighting. "Okay, I'll starve a little." Lu Chen stretched his neck. "Let's clean up this trash before eating. Connect to the game." Chapter 104. In District 122, a team of 400 Huaxia players was making their way to Tiger King's cave. Before this, Red Heels and the others had done their research and found that their leader had been selling materials and equipment in the trading point throughout the night. They knew that he had another large-scale sale at 11 o'clock, which meant that he had been farming in Tiger King's cave. If they could find their leader in this situation, there might be a glimmer of hope. Hence, Mad Waves risked their lives to rush to Tiger King's cave. Along the way, they were chased by foreign players. 4 of their members died, and only Sheik managed to reach Tiger King's cave with his godlike movement. When he saw more than 300 foreign players camping in front of the cave, he rushed back to the Immortal Mountain main city and relayed the news to the players in the city. Nameless Bro is still alive. This news was like a shot in the arm, instantly reigniting hope in the despairing players. But Nameless Bro is in a terrible situation. There are more than 300 foreign players with luxurious equipment waiting at the entrance of the dungeon. As soon as he exits the dungeon, they'll be able to kill Nameless. Friendship, Hell Valley. Soaring Dragon was taken special care of by the foreign players and was severely weakened. However, there were still many small teams and normal players here. They quickly formed a rescue team and set off for Tiger King's cave. After rescuing the 4 members of Frenzied Waves, the leader of this team naturally became the Frenzied Waves Guild. Xiao Ming was broadcasting this rescue operation in his live stream. Is Nameless Bro really not dead? Fuck, they even thought of such a method. How despicable. More than 300 top players are surrounding Nameless Bro. They're really going all out. Xiao Ming, you must save Nameless Bro. With him around, we might be able to organize a counterattack. Strange, we left the city in such a large number, but no one came to stop us. Ying Jun kept observing the surroundings. As expected, there wasn't a single foreign player. Nua, be careful. Sheik reminded, we just killed the 2 players guarding our corpse. They must know we're here. They knew they were going to save Nameless Bro, but they didn't do anything. This wasn't their style. Red High Heels nodded, yeah. However, even if they want to ambush us, we can only charge through. Not long after, the rescue team successfully arrived at the open ground in front of the Tiger King's cave. However, the number of people guarding the entrance of the cave was not just 300. It was a dark mass of people. There were at least 700 to 800 people there. They had already sent reinforcements over. Ha, what a bunch of idiots. The leader of the other party looked at the army of 400 people with contempt and laughed without fear. The same tactic can really kill you idiots endlessly. High Heels looked at the man coldly. They already knew that the other party had set up an ambush, but she did not want to explain. The other party's leader snorted coldly. Look at you people. What kind of trash are you? Your professional guilds have already been prioritized by us, and only the old, weak, women and children are left to fight? Aren't you just trying to disrupt our plans? I'm sorry, but I'll put it this way. The 350 of us won't move. If you can kill even one of us, we'll lose. The foreign servers' mobile troops were very strong. Even professional guilds had been annihilated by them. Now that they were facing such a ragtag army, they naturally had the confidence to win. One kneeling in 10 steps took a step forward and said angrily through the Jiutian translator, fuck your nonsense. More than 300 people are waiting for one person, and you only dare to wait at the entrance of the dungeon. How cowardly are you? That person's face was a little ugly. He squinted his eyes, and his eyes were filled with murderous intent. Just a bunch of trash. I can't be bothered to talk nonsense with you. Warriors, leave none of them alive. Kill them all. High Heels turned around and said to everyone, brothers and sisters, Violent Waves thanks everyone for your support. We might not have a chance of winning this battle. I also know that many of you know that Violent Waves is not nameless. I can't contact the leader. Actually, the reason why Brother Nameless created violent waves was to fight the demon-subduing tower. We're not. Leng Noa said, and a hint of disappointment flashed in her eyes. We're actually not his friends. However, you were still willing to come. You knew that there was an ambush, you knew that you would die, you even knew that our efforts might not have any effect, but you still came. Because I believe that you, like me, have a thought in your heart. This thought is, Nameless does not die, Huaxia does not perish. Today, even if I'm killed infinitely and spawn camped infinitely, I will have no regrets. With my blood, I summon the god of war. 10 steps, fragrance of flowers, handsome, chic, little Ming, and even the remaining players of the major guilds had resolute gazes. Everyone cheered. With my blood, I summon the god of war. The people of TT Guild were also watching Little Ming's live broadcast. Old Peng shook his head. Sigh, the difference in strength is too great. Moreover, they can't even contact him. Perhaps they can only sacrifice themselves in vain. Old Peng also shook his head helplessly. With their strength, they can't break through the other side's blockade. The foreign servers just want to kill them all in one fell swoop so that they can spawn camp. Damn it, our team is being taken care of. Otherwise, we would have organized reinforcements. Lin Sun said angrily. Now that there are more and more foreign server players, the pressure on the various regions is also increasing. However, at this moment, a voice that was not loud but extremely resolute sounded beside them. No, I believe that they will succeed. I also believe that that person will appear. The person who spoke was Li Qiuning, who had just joined TT. Her eyes were slightly moist. Qiuning, how do you know? I just know. Because he is nameless. He is the nameless who pinned the top guilds of Dahan to the ground. He is the nameless who cleared the Tiger King's cave in 9 minutes. He is the nameless who created miracles. In the video, Huaxia's 400-man army launched a fierce attack on the enemy's defense line. The foreign server players had actually asked the explosives master to set up dark mines in front of the defense line in advance. Before Huaxia's players reached the front, they had already set off a wave of minefields. Boom, 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 boom. A large number of dark mines exploded. Before Huaxia's players reached the front of the enemy, their HP had already been reduced by half. The commanders were experienced, and the players' skills were excellent. Coupled with the advantage in level, equipment, and HP, the moment the two armies clashed, it became a one-sided massacre. Kill them all, leave no one alive. Kill all of these dogs. In less than 20 minutes, the entire Huaxia army was killed. Not a single person managed to break through the defense line. However, 10 minutes later, a large number of Huaxia's players revived. After blocking the bomb traps that were set up by the spawn guards, they launched a second wave of attacks on the enemy's defense line. Once, twice, thrice, 4 times. The Huaxia's players dropped countless pieces of equipment. However, everyone was as Bing Nua had said. They were not afraid of death. They revived again and again and charged forward. Seeing this scene, the players in Xiaoming's live stream fell silent. Suddenly, a person typed out a line of words. With my blood, I summon the god of war. Nameless, fucking appear. With my blood, I summon the god of war. Nameless, nameless. Can't you fucking see? With my blood, I summon the god of war. God of war, where are you? The foreign server commander laughed wildly. Ha ha ha, what a bunch of stupid pigs. It's good that their equipment is exposed. At this moment, a white light descended from the sky. It landed at the entrance of the Tiger King's cave. In the white light, a blurry black figure gradually became clear. He was surrounded by a blue halo. He carried 2 swords on his back. A faint purple aura lingered around them. Everyone recognized those 2 swords. The only purple weapon in the entire server, Tiger Sob. Chapter 105. Not far away, the Huaxia players who were charging saw this light and actually choked with sobs. The millions of viewers in the live stream actually had tears in their eyes when they saw that light. Li Qiuning's tears flowed down uncontrollably. She covered her mouth to prevent herself from crying out loud. He's here. The reason why Brother Nameless did not come out of the dungeon was because he already knew that there were many people blocking him at the cave entrance. Huaxia players did not break through the enemy's blockade. At this moment, the 350 carefully selected experts who were specially used to deal with him still surrounded the entrance with 3 layers inside and 3 layers outside. But this time, it was as if he had heard the cries of countless people. He came without hesitation. The god of war had awakened. However, it was not only Huaxia players who saw this light. The foreign server players had waited for 7 hours for this moment. Good timing. It's Nameless. Everyone, concentrate your firepower and turn him into ashes. Even that person's figure did not have time to be completely clear. The apothecary's attack, the explosives master's cannon, the sword spirit cultivator's sword spirit, and the prophet's wisdom spirit beam gathered on that blurry figure from all directions. The melee professions, pugilists, monks, spiritualists, and puppeteers tamed ghost moon wolves and wooden puppets attacked him. Seeing this scene, the Huaxia players who did not have time to react felt their hearts hanging by a thread. Even if it was only delayed for less than a second, who could withstand this wave of attacks? Was Brother Nameless going to be killed as soon as he arrived? Ha ha ha, Brother Nameless, your legend is going to end in my hands. I told you to come out. You'll die if you come out. The black and blue figure finally became clear. At the same time, a series of damage floated above his head. -1, white words, -1, -1, critical hit, -1, burning cannon, -1, sword spirit slash, -1, burning cannon, -1, wisdom spirit beam. They were densely packed and could not be seen clearly. However, none of them exceeded 1. This is impossible. Impossible. No one can break through the defense. This is impossible. This scene shocked countless people. My God, no one can break through the Nameless defense. Old Peng stood up and looked at the scene in disbelief. Under the attacks of hundreds of players, that person's HP was not even displayed. Without breaking through his defense, they couldn't even see the upper limit of John Doe's HP. The so-called -1 was just to tell the players that they had indeed hit him. As for how much HP they had dealt, it was just for show. Don't tell me, this is Nameless strength. In the ESD guild, Xiaoyao Feng leaned back in his chair. None of the 350 people could break through his defense. It was understandable that spiritual attacks couldn't break through his defense. Currently, there were quite a few Shadow Tempest cloaks that had 8 spiritual defense. Nameless also had 2 other blue equipment, the Dark Frost cloak and the Dark Night trousers. If they also had 8 spiritual defense, then his spiritual defense could reach 24. The foreign player's spiritual attack wouldn't be too high either. After all, levels and spiritual power growth were contradictory yet unified communities. Their high levels meant that they didn't have much time to cultivate their spiritual power, and killing monsters didn't provide much spiritual power. Normal players would be lucky if they had 10 spiritual power. With the additional 10 spiritual attack provided by low-level skills, it was natural that they couldn't hit Nameless who had 24 spiritual defense. But what about physical attacks? A level 15 player with a dark steel gold sword and a full set of top-tier equipment could have 170 plus physical attack. With the additional attributes of some close combat damage professions, it could reach 200. His physical defense is over 200? Impossible. We've all seen the attributes of the purple weapon. 56 strength, that's 28 defense. With the other 2 blue equipment, we'll give him 25 physical defense. That means his physical defense is 70 points higher than other top-tier players, at most 150. Sakata Shinwoo, the foreign server commander, was equally shocked. How can his physical defense be over 200? Could it be a divine beast? Currently, the only advantage Huaxia had over the other foreign servers was that Huaxia had a divine beast. Until now, the foreign server players still couldn't find a way to activate the quest. One thing that had to be mentioned was that the foreign servers were so afraid of Huaxia players. Other than the large number of players in Huaxia, the divine beast was also very important. How could a divine beast be an ordinary creature? However, out of the 8 divine beasts, 5 were taken by Mad God. Mad God was a mystery, and no one could find him. The other 2 were first taken by the Crown Prince, then intercepted by a mysterious person. The last one was taken by the celestial slayer Xian Yuan, but it was also intercepted and disappeared. Nameless Bro was nameless before, but after the quest, he became famous. It was hard not to associate him with a divine beast. Lu Chen didn't expect that some things didn't need him to explain, and others had already found the answer for him. Finally, the short delay ended. The white light dissipated, and the black figure stood in front of everyone. Lu Chen looked calm. He looked at the battlefield in the distance. Huaxia players' corpses were everywhere. Even if they were still alive, many of them had returned to their original state after the battle, and were only wearing beginner's equipment. Lu Chen saw Mad Wave's people at a glance. They were being teased and attacked by 7 or 8 foreign server players. Their health was almost depleted, but the opponents didn't kill them. Of course, maybe it was because of his appearance that the entire battlefield paused as if the freeze button had been pressed. These guys, how many times had they been killed? Since they knew that they were here to die, why did they still come? Even an idiot could see that they were here to save him. But they couldn't even contact him. There was a high chance that such a sacrifice would be in vain. Lu Chen closed his eyes slightly. Leader. Nameless Bro. God of War. Help us kill them. Our equipment. They destroyed our equipment right in front of us. 10 steps yelled at the top of his lungs. He was furious and heartbroken. This time, most of the players came from small teams. Although the equipment wasn't very good, it was something that they had worked hard to obtain. Lu Chen was never an emotional person, but this time, he was angry. The mountain breeze blew, and his robe fluttered. Lu Chen's lips curled up slightly. He shook his head and said softly, "Idiot." Lu Chen opened his eyes. His eyes were slightly wet. He looked at the Huaxia players and shouted, "Thank you." Got it. Not only the equipment, I'll make them pay back 100 times what you lost. In an instant, Lu Chen's gaze turned cold. He looked at the enemies in front of him. You guys are quite brave. How dare you behave so atrociously in Huaxia's server? Do you really think that there's no one in Huaxia? Sakata Camu's chest heaved up and down. He couldn't help but feel nervous facing this person that he couldn't break through. Nameless Bro, if you want to fight, then let's fight. There are so many of us, we'll drag you down. Lu Chen laughed coldly. Drag you down? You're not worthy. In the next moment, Lu Chen raised his arms and held the hilt of his sword with both hands. With a whoosh, the purple tiger whip was unsheathed. Wind Blast. Tiger descends the mountain. Wind Blast, 20% attack speed, 10% evasion speed, 10% movement speed for 10 seconds. 120-second cooldown. Tiger descends the mountain, the next 3 attacks will become a combo, 80% damage, 60-second cooldown. Lu Chen moved like a ghost, and a black shadow flashed in front of Sakata Camu. 1 hit, 4 strikes. His talent was leveling up, and Tiger descends the mountain had a combo effect, which meant that his combo was also a combo. -1010, critical hit, minus 1010, critical hit, minus 1008, critical hit, minus 1008, critical hit. This attack was a critical hit. With Tiger Weep's critical hit bonus, this attack dealt 4000 plus damage. The foreign server players couldn't react in time. Of course, even if they did, they couldn't do anything. They could only watch as Sakata Kamu was killed in one hit. Everyone looked at this scene in shock. 4000 plus damage in one hit. Was he still human? Was this the strength of Hwasea's god of war? Chapter 106. He killed the foreign server's commander in one hit. Some of them did not even realize what had happened. When the foreign server players looked at Lu Chen again, their gazes had changed. What kind of attack power does this guy have? He killed the commander of Shinwu instantly. Another player with luxurious equipment saw that the morale of the troops was shaken and hurriedly shouted, "Don't be afraid, even if the commander dies, I'm still the vice commander. Listen to my commands, we must." However, this was only the beginning of the massacre. So much nonsense. Lu Chen did not wait for him to finish and attacked him 4 times in a row. Minus 344, minus 296, poisoned, minus 296, poisoned, minus 344, minus 296, poisoned, minus 296, poisoned, minus 1052, critical hit, minus 296, poisoned, minus 1052, critical hit, minus 296, poisoned, minus 1052, critical hit, minus 296, poisoned, minus 296, poisoned. The damage that appeared above this guy's head formed a long line. 1 hit, 12 damage, a total of 5160 damage. This was under the condition that there were no critical hits in the first 2 hits. With this damage, the 2 vice commanders would die. The health bar of the vice commander instantly disappeared. Before he could say the last few words, he had turned into a corpse. If the Hwasea players were only fighting with their last shred of faith, their mentality was completely different when they saw Nameless attack. The first attack was 4000 plus damage, and the second attack was 5000 plus damage. This damage was beyond everyone's imagination. This kind of damage caused the Chinese players to erupt in anger. Nameless is too strong. What kind of terrifying damage is this? War God has revived. Everyone, charge for me. These bastards. When they saw hope, the fighting spirit of the entire support army exploded. The anger that had been accumulated for a long time completely exploded at this moment. On the other hand, the foreign server players were already trembling as they looked at Nameless in horror. Oh my god, this guy is a monster. Why is his attack power so high? Why is his critical hit rate so high? Why is his attack so much damage? Why does he have a poison attack? What kind of attack speed is this? What kind of movement speed is this? He's even scarier than a boss. Lu Chen was obviously not in the mood to answer these people's questions. The effects of Wind Blast and Fierce Tiger Descends the Mountain were still there. Lu Chen raised his sword and slashed down, instantly killing another 2 players. Although everyone knew that this was just a game, when these foreign server players faced this person, they actually developed a mentality that they didn't even have when facing a terrifying boss, fear. Some people had already involuntarily retreated. Lu Chen snorted. You think you can come and go as you please? Don't even think about leaving today. Icebound roar. All players within a 25-meter radius were instantly frozen by the ice ring. This is our Hwasea's tradition. Yes, Nameless, we'll help you with this. If anyone from Nether Abyss Valley dares to hide a piece of equipment, they'll be kicked out of the guild and hunted down by the whole server. In Area 122, 700 foreign players were wiped out. Of the 2 large groups, one was specifically sent to snipe Nameless, and the other was a powerful mobile group. Their equipment was luxurious. In Jiutian, there was a hidden attribute, Heaven Dao Points. According to the official description, this attribute was hidden from the player's stats panel. But this attribute was still useful and could affect their drop rate after death. When they killed a large number of Huaxia players, their Heaven Dao points were in the negative. But after Lu Chen killed them, their drop rate was much higher. Wild Waves, Dragon Soaring War Sky and Nether Abyss Valleys people quickly collected a large amount of equipment, potions, coins, and materials. Among them were Dark Metal Sword, Dark Shadow Gale Coat, and more than a dozen blue-grade equipment. Not to mention the exquisite tiger fur hat, boots, tiger fangs, and tiger skin. They placed the spoils of war on the ground, forming a small mountain. Lu Chen looked and found that the amount wasn't enough. He took out 2 tiger sobs from his bag and stuck them in front of the pile of loot. Damn. Tiger sobs. Brother Nameless still has tiger sobs. Damn, there's so much equipment that I'm drooling, this bait. Isn't it a bit too expensive? Now, the scene became very interesting. Corpses of foreign servers surrounded them, and in the middle was a pile of loot. There were even 2 tiger sobs that Lu Chen raised the price. Lu Chen sat in front of the pile of loot and said to Xiao Ming, "You're a streamer, right?" Lu Chen had been to Xiao Ming's stream before, but it was under another identity, solipsistic. Xiao Ming still had the words streaming above his head. Xiao Ming's stream was in the top 10 for a long time and was considered a very famous streamer. But facing Nameless Bro, Xiao Ming was flattered. "Nameless Bro, I'm a streamer." That. There should be a lot of foreign servers watching your stream. And, a lot of foreign servers have organized to sneer at popular streams. I have a lot of them here, but I muted them. Lu Chen nodded. "Can I trouble you to pass on a message for me?" Xiao Ming looked at Lu Chen in surprise. "Nameless Bro, what is it?" "Tell them to clean up the trash here. I'll wait for them here." From 6:20 p.m. onwards, small groups of foreign server players began to log into Area 122. At 6:45 a.m., some Huaxia players logged into Area 1221 after another after reorganizing their lineup. The number of people online in this area continued to climb. 100,000, 120,000, 150,000, 200,000. The area in front of the Tiger King's cave became the focus of attention. All the players from Huaxia who were able to reach the main city of the Celestial Mountain were all gathered here at this moment, and there were constantly players from other servers charging towards this place. However, no matter how hard they tried, they were unable to break through the last line of defense. Nameless was guarding the core of the battlefield. As the number of deaths continued to climb, the surrounding corpses had already piled up like a mountain, and the pile of equipment behind Nameless was even more amazing. At 6:55 a.m., the battle finally entered the final stage. The main forces of the foreign server consisted of a total of 1,224 guilds from 7 countries. The terrifying army of 200,000 people collectively logged into Area 122. Just 5 minutes later, led by the Huaxia Gaming Alliance, Huaxia's 1831 guilds, a total of 340,000 people, collectively logged into Area 122. In addition to the small teams from both sides spontaneously heading to Area 122, the number was equally shocking. At 7:00 p.m., the number of people online in Area 122 exceeded 900,000. This number was still rapidly increasing. The two armies finally launched the final attack and defense battle in Area 122. Now, Lu Chen's fishing plan had completely succeeded. Not only did he catch the fish, but he also caught all of them in one fell swoop. Thus, there was no need to place the bait there anymore. At this moment, the Iron Blood Army had just arrived at Area 122. Nameless. Lu Chen nodded at Li Muhua. "It's good that you're here. You and Sister Nua can distribute the dropped equipment. The final battle has already begun, and the foreign players won't be leaving. Okay. Oh right, Nameless, put away Tiger Sob. No one here can guarantee that they won't drop it except for you. It's a huge loss if you lose it. Li Muhua tossed 2 Tiger Sobs to Lu Chen. Lu Chen thought about it. Li Muhua was right, Tiger Sob could not be lost. Leader, be careful. Leng Nua looked at Lu Chen worriedly. Lu Chen probably did not hear her as he walked straight to the center of the battlefield. Don't worry, that guy is crazy. Li Muhua comforted her. He knew Nameless' other identity. Mad God was an existence that could farm Snake Tide a long time ago when people were still unable to pass through the poison fog forest. At the front line of the battle between Huaxia's players and the foreign players, a dozen or so Korean players suddenly widened their eyes in horror and looked behind the Huaxia players. Even if it was a battle between millions of people, that person could still easily become the focus of everyone. His equipment was too eye-catching. Tiger King's 3-piece blue equipment set, his black outfit made him look even colder and more ruthless. Coupled with the only purple equipment set in the entire server, Tiger Sob, which was surrounded by purple aura, his appearance was like the arrival of the Grim Reaper. Lu Chen looked at his status and saw that he had an additional buff. Night Demon. Permanent 10% movement speed and 10% evasion at night. Coupled with Lu Chen's 29% movement speed and 400-meter vision, he was really like a demon in the middle of the night, shuttling through the enemy's formation. Tiger descends the mountain. Frozen roar. Blue flame true fire. Wherever the black figure passed, no foreign player could last more than 2 seconds. After killing the enemy, he appeared in another place like a ghost. Crazy slaughter. Too scary. That guy. Is a divine beast really that strong? 400,000 people can't do anything to him. How could such a scary monster appear in Huaxia's server? Even Huaxia's players trembled when they saw that person. What the fuck, Nameless really can kill a kid with 1 slash, he's too strong, how did he manage to deal so much damage in 1 hit? I finally believe it now. The Celestial Mountain, the Twin Towers, and the Tiger King's cave are too easy for him. I even suspect that he didn't use his full strength. You can't say that. The reason why he's invincible is that no one can break through his defense. The monsters in the dungeon have more than 200 attack. As long as they can break through his defense, Nameless isn't invincible. But no matter what, this guy is really ridiculously strong. I can only say, luckily he's on our side. Stop talking nonsense. If not now, when are we going to take revenge? Let's kill those fuckers. Kill. Under the lead of Nameless, the morale of Huaxia's army was high. Countless Huaxia's players, despite their huge equipment and level disadvantage, were able to defeat the foreign server's army. Huaxia's people are crazy, they can't hold on any longer. Where's the army commander? The foreign server's players turned around to look. A bloody path had been left behind them. Someone had already killed his way to the center of the army, pointing his sword at the enemy commander. Chapter 108. The battle was in full swing, and the number of corpses on the plains was incalculable. At that moment, Lu Chen had already reached the center of the enemy's army. Tiger descends the mountain. Nameless attack speed increased rapidly, and the next 3 attacks became a combo attack. The surrounding foreign server players could not withstand such terrifying damage, and a few of them instantly fell to the ground. Nameless. The commanders in charge looked at the person in front of them, and their eyes twitched. Hundreds of thousands of soldiers could not stop one person. Lu Chen looked coldly at the 30 or so people in front of him. You're the mastermind behind this attack on Huaxia's double time. A Yamato player stood up and signaled the people around him to stop attacking, as they could not win anyway. That's right, it's us. Nameless, what do you have to be so arrogant about? You just have a divine beast's buff. If we had a divine beast, you wouldn't be so arrogant. Lu Chen already knew that many people thought that he became so strong because of the divine beast's buff, but in reality, the divine beast did not buff the owner at all, or at least, Lu Chen's 10 little guys did not give him any buff at the current stage. In reality, his buff was more terrifying than any divine beast's buff. Of course, it was best that others were willing to say so, as it would save him the trouble of explaining. If Huaxia did not have a full server mission, do you think your level would be so much higher than Huaxia's? Lu Chen said coldly. A Grand Han commander also stepped forward and stared at Lu Chen. Nameless, what do you have to be so arrogant about? So what if you wipe us out? Your double time is almost over, and we have achieved our goal. You are the losers in the end. Level 15 is a key level. With the blue equipment from the Tiger King dungeon, our development will be faster and faster, and the difference in level between your local server and ours will only increase. In Jiutian, there are endless fortuitous encounters. You have one now, but when our level increases, there will be more opportunities for fortuitous encounters. By then, can you still be so arrogant? That's right. We have achieved our goal, so what if you make us lose all our equipment? With our levels, we can get new equipment very quickly. Even if we take 10,000 steps back, so what if we are completely annihilated? The players from our local server are still stronger than you. After the servers are combined, you will know what the general trend is. Ha 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 ha. Lu Chen snorted disdainfully. We haven't even merged yet, and you're already here to slaughter us. Are you that afraid of our Huaxia? Originally, this was just a game. I didn't intend to take it seriously. But looking at your arrogant looks, it's obvious that you haven't realized your mistake. I have no choice but to teach you a lesson. Before I kill you, remember my words. Within 5 days, bring compensation and apologize to all Huaxia players. The Korean player could not help but laugh. Nameless, aren't you too naive? Apologize with compensation? Do you think we'll apologize? And he even had to bring compensation? Ha 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 ha, Nameless, I think you're just a little lucky and got some fortuitous encounter, but you're actually an idiot. Dream on. None of us will apologize. The others also expressed their stance. You can kill us, but apologize? Impossible. You're very strong today, but sooner or later, someone will send you to your death. Lu Chen was not angry but laughed instead. I bet that someone will come to apologize in 5 days. Alright, that's all I have to say. You can die now. The great battle lasted for more than 4 hours. In the end, the Huaxia players finally took control of the battlefield with their absolute advantage in numbers. In this battle, the corpses of the foreign server players piled up like mountains and dropped a lot of equipment. They were also camped by the Huaxia players and could not be revived. They were being treated the same way as they treated the Huaxia players previously. In the end, the foreign server players had no choice but to change their IP when they died and leave the Huaxia server to return to their own server. The officials had reminded the players that going offline after death would cause the character to be weak for a few hours, not to mention changing their IP when they died. In this situation, there was a high chance of losing equipment and inventory items. Unless it was a last resort, the players would not choose this method. This group of foreign server players was also unyielding. They would rather run back to their own country naked than bow down to the Huaxia players. At this point, the incident of the foreign server blocking the Huaxia server's double reward finally came to an end. The next day, other regions reported this important incident one after another. The views of the foreign media were surprisingly unified. They all thought that the Huaxia server had suffered a crushing defeat in this battle. Although the Huaxia server's players had defeated the Huaxia server's players in the final battle, wiping out the entire foreign server's army and causing them to drop a large amount of equipment, it was only a return of the favor. After all, the foreign server's players had killed a large number of Huaxia server's players before. The most important point was that the foreign server army had achieved their goal. They had successfully made Huaxia's 10-hour double reward go up in smoke. This time, the foreign media's evaluation was not baseless. Even the players on Huaxia's side were unhappy. They used 400,000 people to control the entire Huaxia server, causing the level of the top players to be suppressed by a lot. Although the players in the novice area leveled up quickly, our top players did not. I'm afraid we will still be defeated in the future. This result is not bad. At least we have saved some face and let the foreign players know that the Huaxia server is not that easy to come to. Yes, and we also saved a lot of equipment. The equipment that they dropped was of a higher level. We still managed to turn the tables in the final battle. After sleeping for 10 hours, Lu Chen slept until noon the next day. It was not easy for him to adjust his mental state. After washing up, Lu Chen went downstairs to have a sumptuous lunch. After that, he did not even do his daily exercise and hurried back to his residence. Looking at the information on the official website, the results were not out of Lu Chen's expectations. The leaders were right. No matter what, they had achieved their goal. He could not reverse time and restart the double time. Although Huaxia's side won the final battle, they lost the double time. The players on the forum were not very happy. On the contrary, the few countries around Huaxia were in an uproar on the internet. Warriors, well done. Huaxia's double time is gone. They can't catch up with us now. Awesome. Everyone, think of a way to compensate these warriors with equipment. We can't let them bear all the losses. It seemed that the whole country was celebrating. Lu Chen shook his head. They really forgot what I said as soon as they turned their heads. Is this over? You guys are too naive. After saying that, Lu Chen adjusted the VPN and changed to Dehan's IP. I'm not fucking transferring money, I'm doing this kind of thing. Damn. My brain is damaged. After putting on the helmet, Lu Chen said self-deprecatingly, forget it, I have enough money for the house anyway. It's time to let them know this. Those who offend Huaxia will be killed no matter how far away they are. Chapter 109. This was the first time Lu Chen logged into a foreign server, and he could not read anything. After randomly choosing a server, Lu Chen appeared next to the Tiger King's cave as soon as he entered the game. There were hundreds of people in the Korean server waiting to enter the dungeon in front of the Tiger King's cave. Most of them were level 13 or 14, but there were also a few level 15 players. They looked like team managers as they were giving orders to their people. How did the Korean server level up so quickly? Lu Chen knew the reason very well. It was because of the EXP from the Tiger King's cave. Even if they were in a party and did not have as much EXP as Lu Chen, their leveling speed was still much faster than the monsters outside. No wonder there were so many people who came to Huaxia with obsidian golden swords when 3 Sages was only level 14 during the live stream. Lu Chen purposely chose a secluded place to go online so that no one could see him. He lowered his head and quietly left the Tiger King's cave from the side. This was not his destination. Lu Chen walked through the dense forest. That's strange. The entrance to the Korean server is not at that place. Looks like the entrance to each server is different. However, it did not matter. The area was only so big. He could find it with a little more time. As expected, 10 minutes later, Lu Chen was already standing in front of a dead end. On the surface, there was nothing strange about it. The trees were lush, and behind him were rocks. There was no path. However, others can't see through the disguise here, but Lu Chen can. He could clearly see that the narrow entrance was right in front of him. Hee, I've finally found it. Well then, let the game begin. Lu Chen laughed coldly and entered the misty forest. The players in the Korean server were happily leveling up when they suddenly received a system message. Player, has activated the Misty Forest. Server warning. Server mission activated. Resist invasion. Mission, resist invasion, level 20 server mission. Mission description: the unknown fog on the east side of the Immortal Mountain has been activated and is spreading at an extremely fast speed. After the investigation of the elders of the Immortal Mountain, they discovered that the fog is extremely harmful. It can increase the strength of wild monsters, weaken the attacking abilities and the effects of cultivation techniques of humans, permanently corrode equipment, reducing the upper limit of the durability of equipment, making it irreparable, and slow down the cultivation speed of spiritual power. Mission details: destroy the Octagon Formation core in the Misty Forest as soon as possible. Mission reward: the person who destroys the array I will receive a special reward. After the mission is completed, the entire server will receive double experience for 10 hours. All regions of the Grand Korean server will be merged.
Chapter 110. Even if some of them had never seen Nameless before, they all recognized the pair of swords in his hands. The only purple weapon in the entire server, Tiger Weep. Yes, yes, Nameless. Someone in the crowd exclaimed. The joy from before had completely vanished at this moment, and there was even a trace of despair. Until now, no one had been able to break through this guy's defense. The Chinese server players were just as shocked as the Korean players. They did not expect Nameless to appear in the Korean server at this time, and right at the entrance of the Misty Forest. It's Nameless bro. Why is Nameless bro there? Oh my god, one man against a million. Why am I so excited all of a sudden? Nameless bro is going to stop the entire Korean server by himself. There are at least 1 million players over there. Oh my god. During the final battle that day, Nameless bro went offline without saying anything. It turns out that he still remembers the grievances we suffered. Has he been waiting for this moment? Nameless bro had never forgotten the unfair treatment that Huaxia players received. Would it be over if they won the final battle? No, that's not what Nameless bro wants. Nameless bro said that he wanted some people to remember this lesson forever. When the Misty Forest was right in front of them, and the Divine Beast was within their reach, there was only one person standing between the Korean server players and the Divine Beast. Damn it, don't give up. The Misty Forest has the effect of lowering attributes and corroding equipment. He won't be any better than us. We still have a chance. That's right, our attacks can't break through his defense, but we can lower his durability. Together with the Misty Forest, we can destroy his equipment. Then we don't have to be afraid of him. The Divine Beast is right in front of us. Everyone, charge. Countless players from the Korean server swarmed toward Liu Chen as if they had gone mad. Liu Chen's eyes were as sharp as knives, and he drew a sword with both hands. Equipment. Sorry, I don't need any equipment in the Misty Forest. Of course, they would slowly understand this point. For now, Liu Chen still liked to use Tiger Weep as it had a fast attack speed. In an instant, the army arrived. Liu Chen smirked and stabbed with his sword. Minus 2,500, critical hit, the first person was hit by a combo. He didn't even have time to enjoy the effects of being poisoned before he was killed by a single critical hit. In the end, the other player just happened to enjoy the remaining combo. Minus 1028, minus 577, poisoned, minus 577, poisoned, it was also over 2,000. He died. Now, Liu Chen could kill 2 of them with one attack. This time, all the Huaxia players were stunned. Holy shit, Nameless damage increased again. Wait, could it be that the mythical beast was strengthened in the Misty Forest, so the additional attributes it provides are also strengthened? Yeah, that's very likely.
Damn, no one can break through Brother Nameless' defense now. These people could be considered to have hit the nail on the head by a stroke of luck. At the very least, the results were overstated. Right now, there was no one who could break through Lu Chen's defenses. Tiger descends the mountain. Nameless swung his sword as if it was flying, and the few Korean server players in front of him were instantly killed. Damn it, why is this guy even stronger than before? Why is the misty forest ineffective against him? Is he even human? Why? The mythical beast is right behind him, but we can't get in. Nameless' defense was like an impenetrable wall against a million-strong army. No one could get into the misty forest. This kind of despair was driving them crazy. No matter how many came, they would all die. One slash, one kill, no mercy. In just a few moments, countless Korean players died in front of Nameless. The scene was unbelievable. Yamato, the Sakata Guild Master, Sakata Kamu, was watching the live stream. He was completely dumbfounded. After a long time, his eyes widened as he looked at his lieutenant and mumbled, he said, he wants us to remember this lesson. Lu Chen had indeed said that. Unfortunately, no one really listened to him at that time. They did not expect to see this scene in front of them. Charge, we have to charge in. Lu Chen snorted. Do you think we can charge in just because you said so? You're too naive. With one slash, the Korean players died. It turned out that Nameless had not forgotten the unfair treatment that Huaxia's players had received. A final massacre? No, Nameless bro wanted more than that. He wanted to make some people remember this lesson forever. Since you stopped Huaxia's players, then I'll stop you. In Dancing Fengling's live stream, Fengling covered her mouth as she looked at that figure in shock. His black robe fluttered, and purple aura surrounded his hands. Every kill was clean and tidy. Anyone who had seen Tiger sob would not get a second chance. Nameless bro might not be the most handsome, but at this moment, he was beyond handsome. Nameless bro. Fengling felt her heart pounding. He's taking on the entire Korean server by himself. Oh my, he's so handsome that I'm about to cry. In TT Club, Li Chioning tugged at Old Peng's sleeve. Old Peng, ask my dad if he really can't find this person. I must see him in person. Why? Didn't your dad say that no one could find him? Don't tell me you've fallen in love with him. This is just a game. I know, but he's too handsome. Oh my god, I'm about to become his fangirl. No, I'm already his fangirl. Nameless was the epitome of that phrase. One man guarding the pass, 10,000 could not get through. Even though there were millions of players, no one could take a step forward. After half an hour, the players from the Korean server finally stopped their assault. Chapter 111. Although it was only 6 in the morning, a large number of players were still paying attention to the incident. When they saw the chairman of the Great Han Guild Alliance personally coming to apologize, all the live stream channels went wild. Ha ha ha, weren't you unrepentant? Now you know you're wrong. What if the kid doesn't listen? Just beat him up. Damn, I feel so good. Ha ha ha, Nameless bro defeated the entire Korean server, ha ha ha. Nameless bro is so cute. I love him so much. If the Huaxia players were only defending the Huaxia server, it could not be considered a true victory. However, the moment the fog forest opened up, everything changed. After hundreds of servers merged, millions of high-end players were stuck in the Immortal Mountain, unable to level up. The Korean server had already apologized for the second time. What did apologizing mean? It meant that they had admitted defeat. At this moment, the resentment and grievances that had accumulated in the hearts of the Chinese players vanished in an instant. However, Nameless Bro spoke at this moment. Nameless Bro spoke calmly to the Great Han Guild Alliance officials, "Scram if you don't want to die." The viewers who were watching the live stream all vomited blood. These people represented the entire Korean server, so there was no need to verify their identities. As Jotian's influence continued to spread, the strength of the various guild alliances also increased. At this stage, the various guild alliances could be said to be the most powerful force. However, Nameless Bro did not appreciate their kindness at all and even wanted to kill the most powerful of them. Damn, Nameless Bro, he's too arrogant. Too arrogant. What chairman? He's just trash in front of Nameless Bro. I really hope Nameless Bro can be arrogant. I think he's much more arrogant than Mad God. The real Hua-Xia God of War. The 10 representatives were displeased. With their status, who dared to speak to them like this? Nameless Bro, don't push it. Someone yelled. You've been in the fog forest all this time. Won't your equipment be corroded? What do you stand to gain by stopping us from fighting the divine beast? You're breaking the rules of the game. You're making lovers' hair stand on end. Lu Chen's gaze gradually turned cold. What? Are you saying that it's only right for the 7 countries to work together to stop Hua-Xia, and that I should be condemned for stopping you from attacking the dense fog forest? You mobilized 400,000 players to kill Hua-Xia's players by relying on your advantage in level, equipment, and class. This is a shameless act in itself. Now, you want to humiliate Hua-Xia's players in every possible way. This is the behavior of a beast. Compared to your actions, I'm already merciful enough. Nameless players didn't need to prove anything. Everyone knew about the foreign server players attacking the Hua-Xia server. In the face of this matter, no amount of quibbling was of any use. Lu Chen's words left the members of the Guild Alliance speechless, their faces ashen. At this moment, the guild chairman took a deep breath and said, Mr. Nameless, how can you leave the Korean server? Lu Chen snorted. Don't ask me this kind of question. Ask your own people. Also, if you continue to stand in front of me, don't blame me for being rude. Seeing the killing intent in Nameless' eyes, the guild chairman weighed the pros and cons. Without a doubt, this guy was definitely a ruthless person. He meant what he said. More importantly, if they were killed by this guy, they wouldn't be able to take revenge. They would become a laughing stock. Alright, then we won't bother you anymore. The second apology from the Korean server was chased away by Lu Chen. As time passed, the fog became thicker and thicker. It continued to spread until it reached the gate of the Celestial Mountain main city. Now, the players who forced themselves to go out to level up had their attributes reduced by 20%. Their equipment durability also decreased rapidly. They could no longer continue to level up. In the Celestial Mountain main city, the people who were initially angry gradually became anxious. This can't go on like this. We haven't been able to level up for almost 20 hours. If this goes on, we'll lose our level advantage. Let's think of something. Give him some money. It's no use. He won't even give us a chance to speak. What does he want? Fuck, we're being blocked in the city by a mere person. Why isn't the official team doing anything? Many people didn't have much hope that the official team would interfere. Hundreds of thousands of players from other servers had attacked the Hua-Xia server, but the official team didn't care. Then, they wouldn't care about the Korean server either. The Korean server's matter wasn't over yet. At 1:20 p.m., on Hua-Xia's official live streaming platform, in the most popular Fenglingzi's live streaming channel, there was a shocking news. Daiwa Guild Chairman, Martial God Guild. Martial God Feng Yen led the 177 guild leaders who participated in the attack against Hua-Xia to contact Fenglingzi. They were going to enter the Hua-Xia server. Of course, this time, they weren't there to attack the Hua-Xia players. In the video, the Monolith Guild, YYF Guild, Fenglingzi, and the others stood in front of the Celestial Mountain main city. Then, Martial God Feng Yen led the 177 guild leaders and walked in front of them solemnly. Martial god Feng Yan took the lead and bowed 90 degrees. The others followed suit. We're deeply sorry for what happened last time. Feng Yan said solemnly, we hope that the players of Huaxia can understand our reckless actions. The live streaming channel went crazy. Fuck, they're apologizing. Why are the people from Kimono apologizing? Are you stupid? Do you even need to ask?